Hello, everybody, and welcome to the start of Season 2 here at Hyperdrive. It is our preseason race here in Div 2, and we've got three 35% races ahead of us between these Div 3 drivers who are looking to kickstart a season, make good first impressions, and see who's going to stable themselves as possibly the new Jay Morris, because Jay Morris was dominant last season. Can he be dominant again in Div 2? But we are focused on the 10 drivers ahead of us, who we've got 10 at the moment, 13 are checked in. One of them cannot make it, two of them we hope can be joining soon. But yeah, three races, as I said. Singapore is the first one, Canada next, and then Belgium to cap off. It's kind of a mini championship. We're basing off the actual F1 point system, but it's kind of a mini preseason championship, so will be interesting to watch. See the return of Rise, how popular Rise is amongst the Hyperdrive community. Let's just get it sent out so the racers can watch along to the stream. So yeah, we await for King Reem, Shiftywaza, and Twitchseri to equip their teams. It is a multiplayer car due to some recent issues with the car. I mean, F123 isn't. It's not the first issue it's had, which is a shame. We'll just need to correct Jamie on some lobby settings. Oh, never mind, he's actually got them all correct. Pardon me, I'm just checking that he's got all the other ones set up correctly. Mm. Formation that has to be on. Okay, that he's got all the settings correct, and I think he's about to change that. What's up, Rise? Hello, DeVito. Hello, Sexy. Hello, Emo. Good to see you all back. We should be getting going soon, to be fair, because RB isn't showing up. Speedway Rap's joining, and Speedway Rap joining later. But yeah, we got a lot of fancied runners. I think there's a lot of Rise supporters in chat. I mean, he was very popular at the start of the season before he left, so we hope to see him do well this season. Oh, Speedway Rap is joining us now. Actually, he's just asked me to send an invite, so I can send an invite to him now. I mean, he says it's offline, but... So Speedway Rap is joining us soon, so we'll have 11 drivers. And the full points rule, the half points rule, I should say, is has been abolished. So no matter how many drivers, it is always full points. Yeah, new layout hype indeed. The new Singapore layout. Be interested to see how many how much practice these drivers have actually got in, because yeah, I barely done Singapore myself, but yeah. Also, remember to use your tokens in chat. Those of you watching for a while probably will have built them up, and DeVito's already done that. Giving me free hydrations. Thank you, DeVito. Oh my lord. Okay, as I go to send Speedway Rapper an invite, he's absolutely chucking it down. So this is a bit of a curveball. Okay, so Speedway Rapper joined now, so that's good. But yeah, absolutely chucking it down. Also, those in chat, make sure audio is all okay. Oh yeah, I forgot it's one-shot qualifying. So one-shot qualifying is now underway. So we'll cut to the front. Well, it's Jamie Hester who looks to be in front for now. But these are going to be very treacherous conditions in the wet. Shifty Wazza briefly jumps up to P1 on the exits. It's going to be a miracle if they keep it on track. Wet Singapore is not what you want to be in. Jamie Hester still seems to be in the lead. He's got a very nice multiplayer car, I will say. Making his way down Raffles Boulevard. Still keeps it on track, and he's fastest through the first sector. So Jamie Hester setting the pace for now. Oh, that's very squirmy on the exit though. We got on the curb there, I think. He's still getting it through unscathed. Husky is out of the session, so maybe he hit a wall or something. Riding on board with Jamie Hester getting around nicely. Well, he's actually now behind Shifty Wazza. Shifty Wazza now up to P1 provisionally. Jamie Hester's down to P4. Has he made a mistake there? I think he might have made an error somewhere in there because he's been jumped by Tushsteri and King Gaz. Shifty Wazza, though, is currently setting the pace. Now into the middle sector. It's not purple, but he is in front for now. Now into the new section of track. Almost Chevy Wolves also out, so they're all spinning, crashing out, but Shifty Wazza through the new section of track. Flat out little kink and then into the hard chicane braking zone. Gets it through nicely, it looks like. Now on the exit, he's coming down to the line. Oh, and Jamie Hester's left. Shifty Wazza comes around the final corner, and he does go to pole. With Tushsteri behind him, King Gaz P3, Bolt P4, Rise P5, and Red Dagger P6, I think that was. Let's try and get Jamie Hester back in, because I need to wait. Alright, let's try and get Jamie Hester back in. Jamie Hester thinks that everybody's left, but no. So, it is Shifty Wazza who is on pole, followed by Tushsteri, King Gaz, Volt, Rise on his return P5, Red Dagger P6, Jamie Hester, Chevy Wolves, Husky, and King Green all did not complete a lap. Jamie Hester disconnected, I think. And Husky, Chevy, and King Green all DNF'd from the torrential rain. So they don't ready up, so I have time to invite Jamie Hester back. Let's hope nobody readies up. I'm just waiting to get back to the menu screen so I can invite. It's not raining, so that's good for the drivers. Let's get Jamie Hester back in quickly. There you go. Let's hope he got that, and you can send another one just for safety. So we don't disconnect again. So there you go, he has now joined. So Jamie S is about, let's hope we don't disconnect again. 12 drivers not ready up, let's hope they don't, but 35%, oh, now King Gaz is left, okay. Now we've got to invite King Gaz, because as one driver joins, the other disconnects. Oh, and we're about to get going, but it is just for formation lap. Oh, what is going on with Wi-Fi? We might need to restart because everyone keeps glitching. I'm back King Gaz again because he says he's like complete flashed out. Red Dagger's been disqualified, so that's interesting. But still, we make our way around the formation lap. I did invite you. Also, oh, King Gaz's back in now, so that's good to see. Get your predictions in. Who's going to win this race? So yeah, everyone get your predictions in chat. Who is going to win this race? My bet's on Twitch because I know how quick he is from the previous races. Red Dagger's already on the grid because he's been disqualified. Well, Singapore, we know, is a very hard track to overtake on. So, if drivers are going to find a way past, it's going to need a big pace difference, something like the end of last season. But they're all coming up on the grid now, and Shifty Wazza will lead us away. As Tuchterry got disqualified, so that is not going to help him to get ahead of his rival, Shifty Wazza, off the start. Bolt also got disqualified, so many drivers forgetting how to line up in their grid box. But we are going to get going soon. I think the lights should be coming on any second now. Now they are. 1, 3, 4, 5 red lights to start season 2. And it's lights out and away we go. Shifty Wazza already going down into turn 1. Twistero a bit behind. Now into turn 1. Rise through the middle. What a move that was. King Gaz down to P4. Wheel to wheel with bounce. Into turn 3. Rise trying to go around the outside. Twistero. That's not going to work out. Volt up to P4. Ahead of King Gaz. He's not had a great start. Jamie Esther also battling with King Gaz. He's managed to join back, which is good for him. But heading down, Raffles Boobar, who is looking feisty. Rise on the back of Bolt, of Twistero in front, I should say. Now heading down into turn 7. Can Rise shake for a move? No, just holds behind. Bolt also putting pressure on Rise in front. Rise goes a bit wide on the exit. We cut back to Chevy Wolves and Speedway Rap having a little duel. As Chevy Wolves had a look down the inside, that didn't work out. As there's a bit of contact back there. As King Gaz been spun to the back. King Gaz all the way down to last position. So there might have been a bit of contact there. Chevy Wolves up to P8. Let's have a look at the position change. So yeah, Rise, Jamie Esther, Husky, and Spear Rap all gaining 2 positions. King Gaz a big loser. He was down to P5, but now he is down in P11 after that collision. Chevy Wolves battling with Spear Rap. He's in P8 currently. As we now move on to the new section of track as Rise nearly going into the barriers. He hit the back of Swoosh Derry maybe, but now he's the pressure from Bolt behind. Here comes the McLaren driver to the outside of Rise into the new chicane. Is he going to hold it round? Try and shape for a move? No. Just guts back in to try and get a better exit. But Rise really struggling now. Can Volt look for a move? He looks quick in this McLaren. Rise again going wide. Heading down the straight. Rise just burning a little ERS there just to stay ahead. Chevy Wolves, Chevy Wolves broken his front wing at the back. Husky putting pressure on Red Dagger in front of him. But Rise under pressure at the moment from Bolt, as Shefty I think might have made an error because Twisteri is right on the back of him as heading round down the Raffles Boulevard for the second time. There's a big train behind here. Jamie Esther putting pressure on Red Dagger. Under pressure by Red Dagger. Haskey also putting pressure on Red Dagger, just holding behind for now. Doesn't want to go for a move at the moment. But closest battle on track is the top 4, who are all within a second of each other. Very close stuff between this top 4. It's like the real life Grand Prix, isn't it? But it is still Shifty Wazza who's in the lead. Let's have a look at the tyres. See what tyres people are on. So, everywhere. So, interestingly, the top 6 all on medium, except from Rise. So, it's interesting that he's struggling early because he needs to use these softs while they're good at the moment because they might drop off soon enough. So, at the moment, Rise with the softs as Red Dagger putting pressure on Jamie Esther. Made a bit of contact there. Jamie Esther's actually got a bit of wing damage on the inside. I don't think he got it from that incident, but Jamie Esther, with that wing damage, is going to compromise his race pace as Red Dagger, again, shaping for a move, and he's gone into the back. Running up over Haskey, he's trying to capitalise, but very close stuff for Red Daggers. Here comes Haskey to the inside of the last corner. That's risky. Haskey hands it running outside, but he goes off a track. And now on the exit, Haskey wheel to wheel with Red Dagger heading down into turn 1, both burning over ERS. Red Dagger hangs it round the outside, but Haskey on the inside takes P6. And Red Dagger just has to give that position up. Haskey will now put his sights on Jamie Esther in front, but we come back to her front. Twisteri, he's already making a move on Shifty Wazza. Twisteri takes the lead of the Singapore Grand Prix down Raffles Boulevard and is up into P1. Shifty Wazza maybe just playing the strategy game here, but he is now down to second from pole position. The top 4 kind of all quite close together, but still putting pressure on Rise. And Jamie Esther quite far back with that wing damage. He is struggling a little bit. He might come under pressure from Haskey in his future laps. Spear Rap, though, I think had to pit in the early laps after getting wing damage. So he will need a safety car or a miracle to get back into this race. But Twisteri is starting to extend his gap at the front. Did he get out of DRS range there? No, he didn't. Shifty Wazza just about got it, but that was a good section there for Twisteri. Can he get out of DRS range of the car behind? Bolt, though, still really putting pressure on Rise in front. Also putting pressure, Haskey putting pressure on Jamie Hester in front. Riding on board, well, I would say the team name, but it's on multiplayer cars, so can't describe it. But Haskey in pursuit of Jamie Hester in front. Ooh, he goes a little wide there. Is that going to leave him vulnerable to an attack down the main straight as Twisteri has broken DRS range of Shifty Wazza, so that is crucial for this race. Rise, though, still not being able to get his softs up and running, and King Gaz is out of a race. King Gaz is out of a race. I think he might have had a collision there with Chevy Wolves, and the safety car is out. So I said Speedway Rat would need a safety car to get back into this race, and he's going to get it. So only on lap 4 we have got a safety car. King Gaz is out. I think there was a collision there with Chevy Wolves. But yeah, safety car on lap 4. So whether people will pit, whether this won't change much, it's going to be interesting. So Twisteri still leading the way. It'll be interesting to see if any of these drivers do come into the pits, but at the moment they may be happy chilling out here. Rise might come to the pits on those soft tyres. Oh, cheers, King Gas for the hydration. Anyway, MG raised a good point. Those of you who do watch the stream regularly, do consider subscribing. You do get many benefits from subscribing to the HDR. It is currently 25% off, so all more reason. I think Stein and Porticelli, if you ask them, the people who have subbed, they will say that is very good, and it's a very good bargain, especially at 25% off. So don't lose the opportunity. Speaking of opportunities, also speaking of hitting the wall, Rise there on the inside. having an unorthodox entry into a pit lane, but he is pitting off those soft tyres, and I'm assuming he's going to go to hards in this race. Jamie Esther also coming into the pits, maybe to change that front wing. What tyres is Rise on? He is on the hard tyres, so he should be taking them to the end of the race. Here comes Jamie Hester now, and he is going to change his front wing. He's also going to go on the hard. So Rise and Jamie Hester looking to go to the end. Chevy Wolves also pitting. He's also onto hard. So 3 drivers here onto the hard tyres, looking to go to the end of the race. The other 7, the other 6, I should say, they have stayed out. Spiro Raps now catching back up to the field. Is he going to overtake Chevy Wolves? Might be a bit close, heading down into turn 1. Running on board, he's just going to come out behind Chevy Wolves, so the black car will stay ahead. But let's hope all these drivers can catch up. Catch back up to everybody, because we don't want lap signs to go. We want proper racing. But nothing has changed the fact that Twoosh Dairy is the man to beat at the moment, beating Shifty Wazza, who was on pole and led the first few laps, but Twoosh Dairy made quick and easy work. Whether that'll be the same on the restart, we'll have to find out. I don't think the safety car will be in this lap, as nobody has bunched up. We should get in next lap. But need to keep an eye on these 4 runners, as they will be looking to go to the end of the race. And Rise, the leader of those runners, in P7 currently. It's going to be interesting whether 4-lap-old mediums are quicker or slower than fresh hards. But whether Rise can make quick work of the cars in front, or if he's just quite happy chilling there, knowing that his rivals will be behind him come the end of the race. Oh, was Spear Rap. Oh, is Chevy Wolves now coming into the pits again? Interestingly. So, did he break his front wing on the restart? But he did, you know, he's coming in to change the front wing, so... not sure what the strategy is by Chevy. We've gone on to the mediums. So, interesting to see whether he can get those mediums to be in every race. The Spear Raps just got ahead of Jamie Hester as well. Is he going to give that position back, or is he... He's finessed it somehow, I think, Spear Rap. He somehow finessed getting past Jamie Hester under the safety car, so... Very interesting stuff. But, Spear Rap was P11, now he's up to P8 by doing pretty much nothing. So, working that for him, and he's second of the runners on the hard tyres. So, very good stuff by him. Husky's still on those soft tyres, so how long it'll take them to wear off is interesting. But Chevy Wolves catching back up to the pack now, so we'll see whether safety car will be in this lap or not. Let's hope it is. I don't know if it will be, because I don't think Chevy will catch the pack up in time. Safety car in this lap, so Chevy's actually the one who has to get on with it if he wants to catch back up by the time we restart. It will be Twoosh Dairy leads us away though, and Shifty Wazza will be preparing for him to go. And we're anticipating when he goes. He's waited a long time. Has he already gone, Twoosh? No, he's not. Shifty Wazza's just holding back quite a lot. He's keeping a gap to Twoosh in front. I don't think he wants to jump. I think he just wants to stay there. Heading through the chicane. Twoosh still not going. Chevy Wolves still hasn't caught up. And now he gets on the power. And now we go racing again here in Singapore. So Twoosh Dairy leads us away from Shifty Wazza, from Bolt, as Husky look under pressure from Red Dagger in the background. Rise in P7, keep an eye on him. Or King Green P6 right now. Red Dagger, closest one on track. Trying to put pressure on Husky, but as I say that, Rise looking very feisty on those hard tyres. Trying to get ahead of King Green. Rounding outside, that's going to be risky. He goes for the switchback move. Very nice switchback there from Rise. As now Spear Rat, can he get ahead as well of King Green? Yes, he can. Bad one there from King Green. Here comes Jamie Esther. Down raffles through the bar. Nearly contact. Heading down into the next turn. Can King Green stay ahead? Yes, he can. But Jamie Esther with another switchback. Working very well, these switchbacks on those hard tyres. King Green loses 3 places in the space of 3 corners. Now, Rise, he'll be putting pressure on Red Dagger in front on those hard tyres. Really working for him. Red Dagger on the old mediums. Will he want to defend from Rise behind, or will he? No. As Rise gets a 3-second time penalty, so that is not going to help his chance of winning the race. But now is Red Dagger, actually. He's the one putting pressure on Haskey in front. Staying down the main straight. Here comes Red Dagger. Is he going to make a move? No, he's not. I think there's been a crash at the back. King Green spun round. Chevy Wolves also, he's far back, so maybe they had a collision. But here comes Rise down a new section of the track. Ahead now of Red Dagger. Haskey defended from Red Dagger. That allows Rise to now get up into P5. And even though he's got a time penalty, Red Dagger nearly spins on the exit as Spear Rap now. He's under pressure from Jamie Esther as Spear Rap goes to the outside. He's surely going to have to give that back, and I think he does. So good sportsmanship there from Spear Rap. Jamie Esther now up to P7. Rise really putting pressure on Haskey now in front. He needs to clear the car in front on those old softs Haskey is, so this is really going to be slow for Rise. On the exit, they're both burning the battery. Haskey doesn't want to let him pass, but Rise now with the slipstream, can he make a move? Which way is he going to go? Is he going to go down the inside? No, he's not. Spear Raps made a mistake there. Is Rise going to go down the inside? Yes, he is. A big contact. Did Haskey go into the wall? Yes, he does. Haskey's out of the race. Haskey into the wall after colliding with Rise. And Haskey is out of the race. Is there a safety car? I can't tell. It just says yellow sector 1 and 2. But that is a very controversial collision, and it ends with Rise getting the position, but Haskey now out of the race. Only 8 runners left in this Grand Prix. So that is going to be very controversial after this race. Oh, and Jamie Esther's left again. I'll invite him. Invite him again, just in case. I think it is a safety car, I just can't see because it says Sector 1 and 2. Invite him again now. So, yes, it is a safety car. And unsurprisingly, people are now pissing. Twuster, race leader, pissing. Jiffywaza also pissing. Red Dagger, he stays out, interestingly. So, Red Dagger now P2. Jamie Esther, he's P3. Let's hope he can join back. King Green, he's also pissing. Jamie Esther's back in, so that's good. I don't think there's any need for the stewards after this, because it is just pre-season, so I don't think that makes much of a difference. But Rise now leads the way, albeit with a 3-second time penalty, and Jamie Hester is actually the one in the box seat right now, because he is the net leader of the race after applying Rise penalty, but with Red Dagger in the way, Rise needs to blitz away as quickly as possible and hope the Red Dagger holds up everybody behind. But Twitch Dairy P4 now, after pitting from the lead on those fresh hards. Followed by Shifty Wazza and Bolt. Chevy also pitted again for mediums. So he's... How many stops has he actually made this race? He's already made 3 stops in this race. So very interesting strategy. Well, look at the position change. Oh, did Volt go off there, I think. But Rise, Red Dagger, and Jamie Esther all gaining 4 positions. That's so yeah, Rise the only one with a penalty at the moment, 3 seconds. I don't know where he's got those 3-second penalties, because Singapore not the hardest track to get track limit penalties. It's really only turn 1 which might be a problem. As King Green is the last runner at the moment, so we'll wait for him to catch up, assuming he doesn't keep looking up his brakes. And we should get safety car in next lap. Let's hope King Green can catch up in time. Chevy Wolf, what is this guy's strategy? I am utterly perplexed by what this man is doing, but Chevy Wolves is pitting again, and now he's pitting for the hard tyres. So I have no idea what Chevy Wolves is doing, but he's gone onto the hard tyres, and if he wins the race, then I will applaud him severely, but he's probably not, and I have no idea what he's doing. But anyway, comes back onto the track. He will now be last. King Green is P7. So we'll wait for them to catch up, and safety car should be in this lap. Where Red Dagger might be a bit of a cork in the bottle because he's going to be on all mediums, extremely slow for everybody else. And he should be difficult to get past, especially at a track like Singapore, but Jamie Hester, Toulouse Sterry and Shifty Waz will hope to make quick work of Red Dagger. And Rise will hope to try and blitz away and get a 3-second gap on everybody else. But that is easier said than done. Chevy Wolves is about to catch up, so safety car will be in this lap. With his very interesting 4-stop strategy. He's pitted 4 times and we're only on lap 10. That might be a new world record. But he has now caught up, so we will get safety car in soon. And there we go, safety car in this lap. So it will be Rise who leads us away. But I don't think we're going to be seeing Red Dagger putting pressure on Rise in front because he is on old tyres. We need to be keeping an eye on all these cars behind Red Dagger on the fresh hards. They'll be looking to get ahead of Red Dagger as Rise will hope to extend his lead, and he needs to extend it by 3 seconds if he wants any chance to win this race. Turning around a new chicane. Where is Rise going to go? He now gets on the power, and for the second time, we go racing again in Singapore. Red Dagger keeping with Rise on the exit, but he's going to have to look in his mirrors because all these cars behind on the fresh meat hards will be all over back him, riding on board with Jamie Hester. He needs to clear Red Dagger soon, as making our way around turn 3. Jamie Hester 4 tenths behind. Rise not extending his gap massively on Red Dagger, but heading down the main straight. Rise starting to pull away, and Jamie Hester right behind Red Dagger. Red Dagger burning a lot of DRS early on. We look back, Shifty Wazza right behind Sterry as well. Red Dagger goes a little wide, gets on the curve. That's going to help his car as Jamie Hester really putting pressure now. Red Dagger goes a little wide. Can Jamie Hester find the inside now? Ducks to the inside as Red Dagger leaves in the room, but Jamie Hester just staying behind for now. Can Sterry or Shifty Wazza now mount a challenge? Valt's also looking quick behind them. Got a huge battle now as Rise starts to pull away. This is what he needs to win this race. He needs Red Dagger to hold everybody up. He's squirming around Red Dagger. He's not happy on those old mediums as he goes very wide there. Jamie Hester on the exit. He even taps a wall, Red Dagger. As heading down the straight, Red Dagger really doesn't want to give up this P2. But heading down into turn 13, not quite enough. Red Dagger just stays ahead. Can Jamie Hester now? As Bolt gets a 3-second penalty, so one of the top runners, that could be out of contention for the win for him. Red Dagger still holding up Jamie Hester though. This is really playing into Rise's hands. Red Dagger hits a wall again. He's really struggling out there, Red Dagger. As heading around the final turn, he doesn't want to let Jamie Hester pass. Heading down the straight, Chevy Wool gets a penalty. Heading into turn 1, Jamie Hester down the inside as there's a virtual safety car. And who was ahead? I think Jamie Hester might have just snuck ahead before a virtual safety car. And he did. He's not going to do it back. So Jamie Hester, crucially, gets ahead of Red Dagger just as the virtual safety car gets deployed. So, yeah, more controversial stuff. But he's up to P2 after spending a whole lap stuck behind Red Dagger. Red Dagger will now be holding everybody else up, and Stereo will hope to get ahead of him quickly because he's got the freshest tyres of this lot, Stereo. Well, as I say, that King Green pits for fresh mediums, but he's out of contention as we get going again. Chevy Wolves gets a drive through for speeding under the thing here, and opportunistic there from Twitch Stereo, who gets ahead of Red Dagger, but on the exit, he's now under pressure from Shifty Wazza. Volt now trying to go around the outside and make a bit of contact. Volt hits front wing a bit there. I don't know whether he got damaged, but oh, look at Red Dagger, now he crashed. Red Dagger squirming around on his old mediums. He's crashed over a bridge and he's out of the race. Surely that's going to be another safety car. Doesn't look like it, they're still racing. And it's not, it's been cleared, so don't know why that wasn't a safety car. But Red Dagger is out after being on his old mediums. 7 runners left in this race. Rise have got exactly a 3-second gap. So, this is interesting. Sterry now, he's the one putting pressure on Jamie Hester. DRS is now enabled, so how much is Jamie going to defend from Touche Sterry? This is from pole position. So if these two keep battling, this could be Rise's race to lose. But Red Dagger's done Rise a huge favour here. Chevy Wolves pitting to serve that drive-through. So really, this is a race between the top 5 now, even though Bolt's got a penalty as well. Heading down the straight, it's DRS for Touche Sterry. Can he shake for a move on Jamie Hester? Into turn 6, is he going to have a look? No, just backs out, lifts off and stays behind. Also, Bolts and Shifty Wazzle look to capitalise on these two battling. The gap slightly extending though, up front, Rise 3.4 now, ahead of Jamie Hester. Playing into his hands very nicely. Twooge, I think, knows he's quicker than Jamie and he needs to clear Jamie if he wants a chance of winning this race. If he just holds behind, it's not going to work for him. Twooge Sterry, he's now coming under pressure from Shifty Wazza. Shifty Wazza catching up to this pack. Twooge Sterry now, here he comes to the inside. Oh, he's got a bit deeper, he's gone through too late. Twooge Sterry into the track extension. And Twooge Sterry is now out of contention for the victory here. I don't know what he was doing, he's just broken too late and he's thrown a chance at a win all the way. Vault P4 now, Shifty Wazza, Jamie Hester's got less pressure now. I'll see what's happening in chat. Oh yeah, Husky, the controversial dive bomb. Just wasn't a good place to take. Yeah, Husky, fair point, it was an audacious dive. I just don't know why, like, you were defending so hard because he was on fresh hards and he was a lot quicker. But you like burning your ERS to try and stay ahead. So I personally think you should have just let him pass. But the actual incident was controversial. Tell you what else is controversial. Jamie Hester now, he's within 3 seconds of Rise. As I say that, it dips back out. But it's now going to be a very technical battle for the win. And can Twooge Sterry catch back up to everybody else after that big mistake? But Vault now putting pressure on Shifty Wazza. Shifty Wazza, he has caught Jamie Hester. So what pace does he have? Does he have the pace on Jamie Hester? Can he try and get ahead of Jamie Hester and catch up to Rise? Gap still floating at 3 seconds. Jamie Hester's gone a little wide though. He didn't actually lose much time to Rise there, so Rise must have had an even worse corner. Is Shifty Wazza just happy chilling behind, or does he want to get ahead of Jamie Hester, get squirming in the exit? So does Vault though. So any one of the top 4 could still win this race, but it is looking, it is playing into the hands of Jamie Hester. Has Twooge Sterry just gone off again? Oh, that was King Green, sorry. So King Green's now been lapped. So his race is not going well. He's still going to get P7 though, which is more points than everybody else behind him. You don't get any points for DNFs. The gap's still exactly 3 seconds. This is extremely close stuff here. On the exit, Shifty Wazza really close to Jamie Hester. Volt's also right behind them. Speedway Rapper's left. I don't know if he did that on purpose. Heading down straight. Shifty Wazza just staying behind. For now, the gap now 2.6, so that gap is decreasing. Rise could end up off the podium in this race. He could end up with the win. But Jamie has to start to catch Rise a little bit now. Because Rise got a little wing damage. He seems to be driving very cautiously. We got now down to 2.3. Really rapidly catching these three. Jamie has to all squirming around there. Does Shifty Waza try and want to make a move on the exit? Oh, nearly span out there. Heading down. On the exit. Jamie has to get away nicely. 2.3, the gap still. Rise would finish P3 as it stands with Bolt have a penalty. Here comes Volt though to the outside of Shifty Waza. Can he go all the way around the outside? Yes, he can. Great move there from Bolt. Opportunistic. He's got a 3-second pen. Now that's not stopping him trying to gain positions in this race. He gets out of Shifty Waza. Can he now challenge Jamie Esther in front? Quite low on ERS though, so it'll be interesting to see whether Jamie Esther puts up much of a fight, knowing both the cars in front of him have got penalties. Jamie Esther seems to be burning his ERS now. Does he want to catch up to Rise? But Volt now heading down straight. He wants to put the pressure on Jamie in front. He's got DRS, he's got Slipstream. I don't think he's going to be close enough though. He's not, just stays behind for now. Shifty Waza starting to drop back from this lot. So Bolt showing his pace late on in this Grand Prix. Is he just saving the tyres and is he now ready to pounce? Rise all the time, still gaining on Jamie Esther behind. Of Jamie Esther gaining on Rise, I should say. Chevy was pitted for softs, so he might go for the fastest lap. Now, Rise could do with these two battling if he wants to win this race, because Jamie Esther is catching them at a rate of knots. King Green has gone off again, so he's really struggling. As here comes Volt now. Does he want to shake for a move? No, just stays behind for now. Making our way on the exit. Still Jamie Esther, just still in front. Heading down the back straight. Volt just staying behind. He could do with overtaking Jamie Esther if he wants to win this race. Shifty Waz has got back in DRS, so he's not letting these two get away. Can Volt try and shake for a move on this lap? The gap now 1.6 seconds. Rise needs to find some pace if he wants to win this Grand Prix, because these three are catching him all the while. But now they got very close between Jamie Esther and Bolt. And on the exit, is Bolt close enough to shake for a move? He's burning his ERS, and now here he comes on Jamie Esther. Can he shake for a move? Oh, and they make contact! Jamie Esther nearly spins out. He got a little wiggle there, but he does stay ahead of Volt. So that got very treacherous. Down Raffles Boulevard there. And Volt is still behind Jamie Esther. Now, if I can do the hydration, Husky. Gracias. But the gap closing down to Rise all the while. On the exit, Jamie Esther went very wide though, and on the exit, he's got a very good run here, Volt. Can he shake for a move on Jamie Esther? To the outside he goes, just backs off. He saw that gap was closing. Can he go around the outside though? No, he can't. Rise got another penalty, so that could ruin his chance of winning. As here comes Volt again, burning his ERS. Jamie Esther goes defensive. He doesn't want to let Volt by, heading down into the chicane. Can Jamie Esther defend? Yes, he can. Shifty Waza just watching on precariously. Watching these two squabble. Rise again, extending the gap back out. If only he didn't get another penalty. Heading down the front straight. Can Bolt shake for a move? Heading down into turn 1. He's going to go down the inside. Can Bolt get up into second? They're wheel to wheel. Through turn 1. Jamie Esther nearly off the track. Rounding outside Jamie Esther of turn 3. On the exit. He's going to get that position back. Who's going to get the DRS crucially? Heading round. Before we go to Apples Boulevard, Volt trying to hang it right outside, but doesn't work out. But now they're both burning their battery, or it was just Volt burning their battery. He's got DRS. He's still defending Jamie Esther. Very aggressive stuff there. Jamie Esther goes down the inside, and what is he doing there? He's cut the corner completely as he stays ahead. Goes back down the inside. Doesn't quite work out. Volt gets ahead unorthodoxly. In that chaos, he got a 3-second time penalty. So This now put... Oh, this is absolute chaos here. Rise could still win this race. Let's cut to penalties. Right now, Rise will win the race. He's 3 seconds behind. Shifty Was, I should say, should win the race right now. But he could get held up by Jamie Hester. So, who's going to win this race is an absolute mystery. But, making our way around. Bolt is catching Rise. So, Bolt needs to build a 3-second gap on Shifty Wazza and stay within 3 seconds of Rise. The top 4 still all in contention for this race. Yeah, I don't know how he cut the corner like that. That was very aggressive there from Jamie Hester. Haskey left, so I'll try and invite him back. There he is. We're now only got 2 laps to go at the end of this, with the gap between Rise and Bolt closing on the wire right now. Is still Shifty Wazza, who would just edge it. Let's keep that gap to the leader, because that is the one we want. But is Jamie Hester going to hold up Shifty Wazza in front? Haskey's joined back. But Bolt now, 1.9 seconds out of Shifty Wazza. Shifty Wazza getting held up behind Jamie Hester here. So, this could be Bolt's race to lose now. Rise would finish P4 as it stands actually right now. They're all gaining on Rise. Rise really struggling at the front. Jamie Hester very low on battery. Will Shifty Wazza want to capitalise from that? Oh, and Twoosh Terry's made another hour just as he was catching up to his pack in front. Twoosh Terry spinning around, and he was leading the race at one point. He's now out of contention. But Shifty Wazza really putting pressure on Jamie Hester now, heading down the main straight. He's got DRS, he's burning his DRS. Does he want to shake for a move into turn 1? Jamie Hester on the outside. Does he want to hang around the outside? Yes, he does, and they make contact. Shifty Wazza half spins round, and Jamie Hester just stays ahead somehow, and he's given a position back, so that's good sportsmanship there. But contact there, and that has really lost them a lot of time. 2 the cars in front. So yeah, this is really going to change the context, because Val right now would win the race, because he has now got a 3.8 second gap on Shifty Wazza behind. So very controversial stuff we've had throughout this race, as Volt now gets within the DRS range of Rise, and I think he might just be happy sitting behind Rise because he knows about the penalties. Rise would be P3 right now after Jamie Hester lost a lot of time. Our way through. Did Twoosh Terry still with the fastest lap, so Chevy Wolf did not get it. But does Bout want to win this on track? That is a question. As it's getting closer. Shifty Wazza is catching Bout. The gap is 3.4 seconds, and he needs to get it under 3. So this could be a very close final lap. We start the final lap. Bolt has the DRS on Rise, but through penalties, he is winning. Yeah, I'm staying on for the next 2 races, King Gaz. Bolt, he is currently behind Shifty Wazza. Ahead of Shifty Wazza, but will he still be by the end of this lap? The gap 3.5, it is still extremely close. All he needs is 5/10 Shifty Wazza. And then down the main straight, Bolt's burning his battery. Does he want to overtake Rise? I think he's just happy sitting behind him at the moment. Yes, he is. Jamie Hester still in P4. I think he's going to finish P4. He goes wide again. He's really pushing. But Shifty Wazza, the gap is closing between him and Bolt. 3.2 is going to be so close. 3.1 now. Is Val going to try and overtake? Rise is really slow. That is why he's catching him. Bolt really stuck behind Rise at the moment, and the gap is now under 3 seconds. So this is going to be... You just need to nail the last sector here, Shifty Wazza, and he should be winning this race. And he's closing down all the while. Rise really struggling. The gap 2.6. We're all burning their battery. Shifty Wazza. Oh, he's got a bit wide, but he's got deep. Or has he? Or is that just a game glitching? No, he has it. He's gain time. The gap 2.5. 2.6 is extending, but is it going to be enough? And he into the chicane. He just needs a clean, fast chicane. And he's going to win this race. 2.8 the gap. It's now down to 2.6. It looks like he's going to win. Jay Rise is going to win this race on track. But Vault now goes to P1. Is Shifty Wazza going to win? Yes, he is. Shifty Wazza wins the Singapore Grand Prix by 4 tenths after penalties. Jay Rise did get P3, just 6 tenths ahead of Jamie Esther. Twister was leading at one point. He only gets P5. And then a long, long, long way back, we wait for Chevy Wolves and King Green to cross the line. Chevy Wolves pitted, let's just confirm how many times. He pitted 5 times. So his strategy did not work as I predicted earlier. So yeah, what a race that was in Singapore. But it is Shifty Wazza. He started on pole and he does win the race. So yeah, very good race around Singapore. We've still got 2 more to go. So there you go. Those are your race results. Shifty Wazza just edges Vault after penalties. Jay Rise led for a large amount of that race, and it was P3. Jamie Hester, P4 after some very aggressive defending. And Starry, who could have won this race after all the safety cars and made a few mistakes, was P5. Chevy Wolves and King Green were very far back in P6 and P7. Red Dagger, Husky, Spirit Rap, and King Gaz all DNF'd. And standings are as race results were. Wagwan Generals, Terriers, good to see you. If someone can give me a hydration, that would be very appreciated. So next we go to Canada. Thank you, King Gaz, for the hydration. So Spirit Rap can't do the next race, so we have 10 races ahead of Canada. Anyway, those are your standings ahead of... this is KJ on comms, Div 1 champion. But yeah, these are your standings ahead of Canada. with Shifty Waza showing his pace in Singapore, but these are both vastly different tracks. So just a little comment. Don't worry. Oh, human error champ terriers, really? And Max Verstappen isn't. Hey mate, one race. Okay, well, at least I didn't take anyone out across the rest of the season, Terriers. Unlike that certain someone in 2021. Hell, I didn't even win a race, so. What do you mean? What do you mean, Lewis Hamilton? I can bring up Brazil and Jeddah. I can bring up Brazil. I can bring up Jeddah. I can bring up Imola. I can bring up Spain. But no, you just choose to bring up that one time Hamilton was aggressive in Silverstone. But hey, enough about 2021 debates. We are readying up now for Canada. One shot qualifying, 35% race, same as Singapore. Okay, yeah, after Verstappen dive bombed him and Ocon, and after he overtook him off track, and after he, I won't carry on arguing. Shifty Waza will lead us into qualifying as our championship leader. I'm not really championship leader, but the mini championship we've organised for the pre-season in Div 3. Let's also hope we have less disconnections this stream. Yeah, well, Lewis is my go. So, yeah, I was very sad that day. Anyway, unlike Singapore, it is not tipping it down here at Canada. Whether it is for the race, I do not know. Somebody's already readied up, so that is not great on their part. We've got 20 seconds to go. Let's hope everybody can get their setups applied. Commentator's curse, Husky. I didn't do anything. I didn't say you were gonna do amazing or anything. I don't think I mentioned you up until the crash, so can't blame commentator's curse. As we are now ready to get going. So Rise right now is in the front, but we're only just starting the lap now. So heading down to turn 1 is actually Husky who is in the lead. Right now Chevy, he's already dropped down to P2. Very undulating grid at the moment. Jamie Hester, he now leads the field. Now how quick he was in Singapore, just couldn't translate to the race as now he hits the wall on the exit there. So I don't know whether he got damage from that, but certainly didn't gain him any time. Through the chicane, he's still in front of Shifty Was behind. Posted to last race and championship leader. Jamie Hester down the back straight. Under the Qatar Airways bridge, breaking into the chicane. He gets it through very nicely, I must say. Gingaz still slightly behind. He's also behind Shifty Waza. Through Millsack split, purple sector for Jamie Hester, rounding the hairpin. Jamie Hester still ahead of everybody else. Is Shifty Waza any closer? It doesn't look like it. Jamie Hester looks like he's got a very nice gap here. So he just needs to make it through the chicane, but we know how difficult this is on track limits. So can Jamie Hester get it through the chicane all nicely? Getting it through, seems to get it through okay as they come to the line. I think it is going to be Jamie Hester who takes pole at Canada. He crosses the line and is on pole. 5 tenths ahead of everybody else. Kingaz P2, Shifty Waza P3, Bolt P4, Husky P5, Chevy Wolves P6, and Chevy Wolves P6 and King Green P7, just like they were in the Singapore results. But that was a very good lap there from Jamie Hester. It's 5 tenths quicker than everybody else. So, fascinating stuff there. King Green set his time on the mediums, and he was 10 seconds slower, so that is very questionable. But it is Jamie Hester who takes pole for Canada, followed by King Gaz, Shifty Waza, last race winner. Bolt P4, we finished P2 in Singapore. Husky P5, we got taken out. Chevy Wolves P6, King Green P7. Rise did not complete his lap, and Twoosterry and Red Dagger got DQ'd. Those are the double check for standings for those of you who missed Singapore. As countdown begins for the Canadian Grand Prix. Oh, I've got stupid adverts myself. We await everybody to ready up. And it's looking quite cloudy here in Montreal, but it is not. It's not raining, which is good for the drivers, I think, because they would definitely prefer a dry race. Also, let's hope nobody readies up early so people can actually make their strategies. Everybody was oblivion in Singapore. Oh, and as I say that, we're already getting going. So, formation lap is underway. And Jamie Esther will head for field. Red Dagger will be at the back after he DNF'd in Singapore due to a crash in the tunnel, as King Green and Rise have already been disqualified from the session, so they will start further back in their grid spot than they would have wanted, but that's not ideal for them. I'm assuming they made contact, which disqualified them both. Jamie Estevaux seems to be getting on with this formation lap quite quickly. He's heading King Gaz and Shifty Waz behind him. Ooh, squirming a bit there, but maybe it's just his way of warming his tyres. As we await to see King Green and Rise in their incorrect grid boxes. As there they are. They're all driving around them. Well, Jamie Esther will line up in the first position, hoping to not get DQ'd, and he doesn't. So does King Gaz. He will have the inside Jamie Esther on the run down to turn 1. Twoosterry got disqualified though, so did Husky. So that'll be troublesome for them off the line. But we are ready for the Canadian Grand Prix. 5 red lights, second round. It's lights out and away we go. Jamie Esther already going over to cover off King Gaz, heading down into turn 1. He gets there. Jamie Esther's left as I said that, so I'll try and compensate while inviting. But Jamie Esther goes still ahead for now. King Gaz and Shifty Waz are still second and third. Bolt P4, Husky P5. Let's have a look at the position change. As it is Rise on the move, but he cut the trap though, went on the grass there, I think. As now Chevy Wolves gets that position back. So Rise down to P7 as Red Dagger has a look there on the inside of King Green, but now he's under pressure from Twoosterry behind who's on the grass. Now Husky wheel to wheel with Bolt heading down into the chicane. Husky on the inside, but Bolt hangs it around the outside. Nice defensive work there from Bolt to just stay ahead. Rise putting pressure on Chevy Wolves in front as here he comes now to the inside of Chevy Wolves into the hairpin. Down the inside goes Rise. Can he get ahead? Rise. Oh, Chevy Wolves, he made contact with King Green. I think King Green span him out there as King Green's now got wing damage, I think. Red Dagger P7 now with Chevy Wolves dropped to the back after that collision. As we now look to the front where Bolt is getting ahead of Shifty Wazza. And he definitely got the corner there, but he's up to P3 after probably getting a warning for that. But we'll look to her front is King Gaz putting pressure on Jamie S. He's got a penalty though. So what has... And it's King Gaz, he's already got a 3-second penalty for track limits. So that is maybe a bad omen for this race, but he's already got a penalty, King Gaz. As I say, that another person gets a penalty. King Green, on the back, gets a penalty. As he's struggling with that wing damage. Like, yeah, look, he's got wing damage after making contact with Chevy Wolves. He's slowing up the Chevy Wolves here. Is he going to let him past, or what's he doing here? Is Chevy always going on? Chevy Wolves trying to get ahead now. Giving a lot of room, but on the exit, he's now ahead of King Green, so he gets the move done. There's a big train behind now. Shifty Wazza right behind Bolt. He's not letting him get away after being overtaken earlier this lap. King Gaz, crucially though, keeping with Jamie Hester in front. Heading down the straight, burning his battery actually. Let's get the telemetry. He's already burnt a lot of it, heading into the chicane. Jamie Hester just staying ahead for now. He doesn't want to give it up yet. Bolt's already got a penalty as well. This is a very tough track for track limits. And it's coming into fruition now how difficult it's going to be. As Rise now gets ahead of Husky. So Rise on the move. He started P8, P9 I should say. He's now up to P5. So great start from him. As close battle on track is for the lead at the moment. But King Gaz with that penalty really struggling. Jamie Estevo really squirming around up front. Seems to be struggling at the moment. Let's have a look at tyres. As here he comes. King Gaz to the outside of Jamie Esther. Jamie Esther makes a little contact. King Gaz goes off the track. Jamie Esther just stays ahead. So, getting very feisty. The top two are on the soft tyres. That maybe explains why they're pulling away a little bit. Everybody else on the mediums and hards, apart from Husky, who's also on the softs. And we look back to Rise as Rise made contact. Rise is spun round. I don't know what happened there, but he's spun round at the hairpin. So Rise, after having a great start, he's dropped back down the orders. King Gaz wheels to wheel with Jamie Esther. He's now ahead of Jamie Esther. So King Gaz takes the lead of the Canadian Grand Prix. Jamie Esther will not want to let him get away, but heading down to turn 1, Shifty Wazza also putting pressure on Volts in front. But it's going to be a game about who can avoid getting the most track limits. Rise trying to come back through the order after having that spin at the hairpin. As Volt gets another penalty, let's keep an eye on the penalties here. So penalties left, right and centre. Volt gets another one, Husky gets a 3-second pen. Rise right behind Push Stereo. King Green and Chevy Wolves are not having a good pre-season so far. Doing very poorly in both the races. Jamie Esther sticking with King Gaz crucially. Still just holding station into the hairpin. Heading down the straights. Shifty Wazza. Jamie Esther retakes the lead off King Gaz, but is this just strategic stuff? Shifty Wazza now gets ahead, locks up there, Volt, goes on the curve, that's going to lose him a lot of time. Is he now going to be vulnerable from Husky? No, Husky just got a bad run. So we will stay here for now, that was an unorthodox way to get ahead Shifty Wazza. King Gaz really putting pressure on Jamie Esther, seems like whoever's leading isn't as quick as the driver behind. Rise got ahead of Krusteri in that, so he is trying to catch back up to the cars in front. He's doing a good job at it. It's just a good comeback drive from Rise. Let's just have a look at the warning so far, because there's going to be a lot. Look at this, exceeding track limits everywhere. Already it's been about 30. As I say, that Krusteri gets a penalty for exceeding track limits. Rise, who got the most amount of penalties last time in Singapore. One of the few who hasn't got one so far, so he's doing well at the moment. But half the field already got a penalty. But keep an eye on the tyres still. King Gaz keeping with Jamie Hester in front. Jamie Hester burning his battery. Whether to try and break the DRS to King Gaz behind, or just to Trying to stay ahead. Ooh, that was a big whack on the wall there. Did he get damage from that, King Gaz? Seems okay for now. I can't see any visible damage, but whether it's one of the light green ones, we will soon find out if his pace drops off. But Rise. Ooh, Husky squirming in front of him. Rise with a lot more pace, it looks like. Husky not really making an impression on those soft tyres, so can Rise try and capitalise? That rhymed. But Husky's actually getting within a DRS of Bolt, so that might save him from an attack from Rise behind. And down straight, can Rise shake for a move, maybe down to bare pinners. Husky made a big error there. Let's make our way round the chicane. Rise really pressuring Husky behind. Rise to the outside of a hairpin. Does he get ahead of Husky? As Husky down under pressure from two Steries trying to go around the outside. So Steries come out of nowhere here to battle. And he now gets ahead of Husky. Bit unorthodox, bit of contact there, but he does get ahead. So, penalties left, right, and centre there. So, King Gaz gets another penalty. Jamie Hester got a penalty as well. Shifty Wazza still without one. So, Shifty Wazza again in a good position here. Without getting a penalty so far. Can Rise now catch the two cars in front. He's looking very speedy. Husky's dropping back on those soft tyres. And yeah, it's going to be interesting when the top two softs will drop off. And Bolt gets another penalty. He's already got 9 seconds. Track limits is such a huge issue around here. But I didn't think it was this bad. He's averaging more than a warning a lap, Bolt, so he really needs to sort his game out, because keep getting those penalties and he might get qualified eventually. Rise though, really homing in on Bolt in front. Bolt keeping with Shifty Wazza in front as well, but Bolt's burnt a lot of his battery. The front, and that's contact. Jamie Hester will to wheel with King Gaz, and they both force each other off the track pretty much. King Gaz stays ahead, but Jamie Hester putting the pressure on. What on earth was that battling into a chicane? That was never going to work, but they still went for it. King Green's had a spin at the back, I think. Yes, he has. Trying to reconnect, and that is never going to work. He's now got to find reverse, which he does. Now, Rise wheel to wheel with Bolt. Oh, that was close. He was trying to go around the outside, but Bolt was not having that and just stayed ahead. Husky's got another penalty. Up to 6 seconds. Twooge now, he's caught this fight. He's now watching in the wings. As now on the exit, Bolt now spins out. And the man who was second last race is now out. In Canada. Safety car deployed. And he just dropped it by himself. Worn tyres, probably the culprit there. But Bolt is out the race. Safety car is out. And we should get a lot of people in the pits now. So that has really thrown a curveball in this Grand Prix. But Jamie Hester now. Jamie Hester gets a 5-second penalty for speeding in a pit lane. Even though it's safety car, he got a penalty, so did Husky, so really playing culprit here, the pit lane here. Shifty Wazza, he's gonna... So, Shifty Wazza up to P2, that was close. Rise is ahead of Jamie Hester, so Jamie Hester must have had a really slow stop. Did he change his front wing or something? But Rise now to P4, Red Dagger again with the very strange strategy. He did this in Singapore. When the safety car came out and an optimum time to pit, he didn't, and now he's staying out. Husky's battling with Chevy Wolves. Chevy Wolves gets ahead on the exit. But Shifty Wazza, again, in a prime position. He's very good at avoiding penalties, Shifty Wazza. He's in a very good position to win this race. Is somebody coming into the pits there? Did I see? Red. No, so King Gaz is pitting. Did King Gaz stay out? Wait, I could check now. Oh yeah, so King Gaz. Oh, so he's picking to change from wing. Interesting there from King Gaz. King Gaz must have stayed out the lap earlier, and he's now coming to change his wing. I don't know why he stayed out an extra lap. But he's now come back into a race in P7, so he was battling for the win. He's now down in P7, crucially for him. Chevy Wolves also pitted, he's now P8. Green Green is about a minute down, so the safety car might just come in anyways, realising how far behind he is. Everyone watching, you must be getting a lot of points. Do remember to subscribe, you do get a lot of benefits, and it is well worth a bargain. 25% off if you do subscribe, so be sure to do that if it floats your boat. Will we get safety car in this lap? Chevy Wolves and King Gaz have all but caught up. Safety car will be in this lap, so we will get racing again, which will be good to see. But we cut to Shifty Wazza, who will be all over back of Red Dagger in front. Red Dagger with really unorthodox strategies tonight will be thinking where to go. And he now goes, and we now go racing again here at Canada. J. Rye's already putting pressure on Shifty Wazza in front as maybe a Warney exit there. Heading down the straight is Red Dagger who leads away. Shifty Wazza right behind him. Rye's also putting pressure behind in P3 from Jamie Esther from Tusteri. Husky P6 as something's after Red Dagger. Red Dagger span out! And within 5 seconds of a restart, Red Dagger, the leader, has already broken his front wing. Shifty Wazza gets a 3-second time penalty, so his run finally comes to an end. I think Rye's got a penalty there as well. Let's go to the penalties. It's actually Rise who has a penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Shifty Wazza's one is for track limits, so he's got a 2-second gap on Rise technically right now. Jamie S has got 8 seconds worth, so he's really in a bad spot. As the adverts now interrupt my viewing on my phone, but Tusteri, he's in a good position. P4, he's only got 3 seconds worth of penalties at the moment. He goes wide though, nearly hits the back of Jamie Esser in front. Husky maybe putting pressure on the back there. Heading down the straight, we're all in the slipstream of each other. Does Rise want to shake for a move? Seems quite happy just sitting behind for now. But they're all extremely close together. Look at this, the top 6 all running with each other. Rise gets another penalty. So him and Jamie Esther on the same amount of penalties now. King Gaz gets ahead of Husky, I should say. So King Gaz up to P5. He's only got 6 seconds worth of penalties, so he's not in half a bad spot. Red Dagger gets a 5-second penalty as well for being in the pit lane. Jamie Esther gets another 3-second penalty. The penalties just keep on coming here at Canada. Shifty Wazza in the box seat right now. He's only got 3 seconds worth at the moment. Jamie Esther's actually dropping out of DRS at the moment now as well. He's got back in the DRS, Jamie Hester, so he should guess it for now. But yeah, the top 4 separated by pretty much nothing. Still, this is really a big game about who can avoid getting the penalties. But Shifty Wazza is the one to beat in both races, really. He's dominating both of them. Rise, though, putting up a challenge in both races, and he's put on it today. On his return to F1. He's burning his battery now. And he's got the DRS, he's got the slipstream, and he's hit the back of Shifty Wazza. He didn't know which way to go. And he stays behind Shifty Wazza for now. That was really dicey stuff there. Still, the order remains the same. Jamie Hester now sets the fastest lap with 13.8. Now is everybody... So the top 4 all on hards. Everybody behind is on mediums, apart from King Green, who is very far behind. So keep an eye on King Gaz, because he's close to the pack and also on mediums. So we'll see how quick he can be. Still, the order remains the same between the top 4, even from how close they are. King has caught up to his train as well, so he makes it a 5-car battle now. Oh, Jamie S has left again, so I need to invite him. There we go, invited Jamie Hester. Rise has got another penalty as he took the lead there, so I was inviting. Rise took the lead of the race. But he's going to need to make a big gap on Shifty Wazza if he wants to win this. Shifty Wazza will be happy just to relax because he knows everyone around him has got penalties. He has not. I already invited Jamie Hester. I'll invite him again. I did. I did invite you, Jamie Hester. Rise, interestingly, he's actually broken the DRS of Shifty Wazza behind, so he's showing his pace behind. Did Shifty Wazza get it? It was very tight. He didn't get it. So Rise really showing his pace up at front. King Green's got another penalty. Twoosh Sterry, he's in a berry cup. Twoosh Sterry, this is now a net battle for the lead. Shifty Wazza gets another penalty. So Twoosh Sterry is now in the net lead of this Grand Prix. Where did that come from? Twoosh Sterry really on a charge now. And he has the net lead of a race, but he's under pressure now from King Gaz behind, who is just set the fastest lap of this race. So King Gaz also on those mediums are really going fast. He's putting pressure on Sterry in front. Shifty Wazza's actually got back within the DRS of Rise, so it's very, very tentative back gap. King Gaz, though, he's really on the charge, really right behind Twoosh Sterry. And he's only got 6 seconds worth of penalty, so that isn't that much compared to those around him. So here comes King Gaz. Can he overtake Sterry in front? He's burning his ERS, he's got slipstream, he's got DRS, and now he's got 3rd place. King Gaz up to P3. This race, and now he can set after his teammate Shifty Wazza, who he's got the same amount of penalties as. But right now, as it stands, Preseason would win the race, but we have still got 8 long laps to go to decide this Grand Prix. Oh, and Jamie Esther's now DNF'd. So Jamie Esther's connection issues are a real big problem. Here, Chevy Wolves now up to P5, so Jamie Esther, after having a pretty good first race, he is now out of the race. Hafke just set a fastest lap, who is down in P7. But the battle for P2 is now on. King Gaz has caught Shifty Wazza in front. I'll invite Jamie Esther again so we can join back for the last race, but it's not looking good for him. His connection is really getting the better of it. It did. Jamie Esther really needs to sort out his Wi-Fi, but King Gaz still really gaining on Shifty Wazza in front. Jamie Esther's now joined back, so that's good, but he's going to join back to himself DNF'd. This is really a main battle between the top 4. Rise has broken the DRS to Shifty Wazza, but he's going to need to build a 5-second gap on the car behind, which is easier said than done. This could be the net battle for the lead here, because Preseason is dropping back from the 2 in front of him. But as it stands right now, Shifty Wazza would win the race. It's so undulating, the net results this race. But can Rise, can he go quick enough to build a 5-second gap? Like, any of the top 4 can still win this race. And does King Gaz want to overtake his teammates? Shifty Wazzy's burning his battery, so it looks like he's got the DRS now, got the slipstream, and just like before, he's now got 2nd place. So King Gaz up to P2. Let's have a position change in this race. Oh, Rise. Didn't even notice. He started 8th. He is leading. Preseason also started 9th. He is P4, so great drives from them too. Those are penalties as it stands. So right now, King Gaz would now win the race. It keeps undulating between these top 4 on who would win the race. Shifty Wazza keeping with King Gaz. Oh, and something's happened to Preseason. Preseason spun on the exit of the chicane. Preseason dropping all the way back. And just like in Singapore, an unforced error has now thrown away Preseson's chances of winning this race. So now it is now a battle between the top 3. So heartbreak for Preseason once again as he throws his race away. And the virtual safety car now. Virtual safety car is out. Oh, what's happened to King Gaz? King Gaz coming into the pits. What's happened? What on earth has gone on to King Gaz? He's lost his front wing, so he's done something. Preseason's also pitted, but he's got a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. But King Gaz having to change his front wing. He's going on to the soft, so he's going to be absolutely rapid. But it's now just a battle between the top 2, really, unless King Gaz finds a ton of time on those softs. Chevy Wolves and Preseason also pitted, so they could have a battle near the end of the race. But 29 seconds, yeah, it is just a 2-horse shootout now. And the question is whether Rise can get a 5-second gap on Shifty Wazza by the time we finally get going again. So it was a 5-way fight. It's now been narrowed down to a 2-way fight. as we have got going again, and the gap is up to 4 seconds, so this is really now a 2-horse shootout. He needs to get the gap up to 5 seconds, Rise, but it's already 4 now, and we'll see the difference in pace between these two, and also if either of them do get any more pens. Also keep an eye on the gap to King Gaz just to see how fast he can go. Also, the gap for battle for P4 is not over, as Twisteri has a 1 second penalty advantage of Chevy in front. So he just needs to get within a second, and yeah. As King Gaz fastest lap of the race, unsurprisingly. And I'm gonna have to go after this race, so I won't be able to stream the final race, as I will have to go after this race, unfortunately. So it will just be these 2 races streamed, but we'll be asking what happened in the final race afterwards. But Rise now, he has now got a 5 second gap on Shifty Waz behind, and that gap is extending as we speak. So Rise, he's now in the box seat to win this race on his return to Hyperdrive. Twisteri is also catching Chevy Wolves, so the battle for P4 is still on. There's a lot of undecided things to be decided in 3. Yeah, it was fun streaming these 2. Oh, somebody just make a mistake? I think that was just King Green spinning off again. He's not had a great start. Oh, as now King Green spins off again. As he's not correcting to get back on. Has he been disqualified finally? So King Green's misery is put to an end. The gap still though extending up the front. Grim Green has been disqualified, as here is the gap for battle for P4. Twisteri 9 tenths behind Chevy Wolves. He's got a second advantage of pens. Twisteri has a penalty for speeding in the pit lane and a track limits 1. Chevy Wolves has 3 track limit 1s, so Twisteri may just chill behind because he knows that he's going to finish ahead either way. But he might just want to overtake him just for safety. And down to turn 1, he's just staying behind for now. On the exit though, Chevy Wolves nearly makes contact with Twisteri on the exit there. But can Twisteri goes down the inside? No. Chevy Wolves goes quickly to cut him off there. And Twisteri still just behind. Heading down into the chicane, Twisteri still just behind. But we cut to Rise, who was about to start his final lap of the race. And on his return to Hyperdrive, he's got the gaps, and Twisteri now overtakes Chevy Wolves 4P4 on track. He's going to get it anyway, but he just wanted to overtake him. And he gets the DRS as well, so it's good thinking there from Twisteri. So he will claim P4. King Gaz is absolutely rapidly catching the top two, but it is not going to be enough. And Rise, on his return to Hyperdrive in the preseason races, is showing his speed. He's showing what he did in the early preseason, in the early parts of the season, in Season 1 in Hyperdrive. He's absolutely dominant at Div 3, and he's put on a dominant display here at Canada. Chevy Wolves gets another penalty, so he wouldn't have been able to defend against Swoosh. But what a drive from Rise. He's had more penalties than everybody else, but he's put in the gap that he needed to get. And Rise will come through the final chicane. Make sure he doesn't hit the wall of champions. He doesn't. And on the exit, Rise weaves to the line. Rise wins the Canadian Grand Prix. As they come to the line, he will just edge Shifty Wazza after penalties. Shifty Wazza won the first race, gets P2 this race, and is 2.5 seconds off. King Gaz, who had to pit to change his front wing, will come home to finish P3. King Gaz crossed the line with fastest lap to round out the podium. Twoosterry, who got two Chevy Wolves at the end there, will finish P4 after again spinning off his own accord. Twoosterry in P4, Chevy Wolves weaves and crashes to the line in P5. We wait a long way back for Husky and Red Dagger. Husky, another difficult race for him, down in P6. And Red Dagger, another one who didn't pit under the safety car, will come home in the last finishing positions in P7. So, very entertaining Canadian Grand Prix there. Great drive from Rise. Oh yeah, good question, Jamie Hester. You just gotta sort your internet out. I mean, I can't say much more than that. I mean, yeah. Oh, just as I say that Husky leaves the session, so I'll invite him back, but that's the most I can do. Oh, I can't even invite him back. Oh, well, you can invite him back because you're back in the way now. But yeah, there will be one more race, but I will not be able to stream it now. I have to go now, unfortunately. So thank you all for tuning in and join us back for Div 3 in 2 weeks' time when the actual season starts, and we will see all these drivers in action. So thank you for joining us, and we will see you then. Goodbye.